New for 96. With your hosts, Kevin McCauley and Chris Nguyen.
Well, we have, according to the SD card, we have 93 hours left to record.
Okay. We can
so
within that, we'd probably get a good 50 good minutes.
Yep, maybe. I mean, that's pretty ambitious.
I know. When you said earlier, I said, "Do you want to record tonight?" And you were like, "I was hoping to." I was like, "It's the most enthusiasm anyone's ever had for both listening to or creating this show."
This is true. Oh my goodness. I'm very experienced now with video conferencing.
Really?
I do it like every day.
Wow.
This is what I wear, except that we're not on Zoom, so I can't put up a different background. You clearly have.
Yeah. No, Laura's on Zoom every day at work, but she's like, I guess it's Zoom, but she's like, "I want a different background." I was like, "Okay." And she's like, "No, but I mean like physical." Of course she's right, like old school, and wants to like do something much more ambitious.
Like a painted backdrop?
Something like that, or like hang up like, fabric or whatever.
You know what you should do is one, Frasier's apartment.
Oh,
or
that's so good.
two, a blown up photograph of the Seattle backdrop from Frasier's apartment, which per the showrunners, that did not actually exist.
No, it did not.
No. It was like on it's in, I think it's called Gasworks, the park. I've been there before, but it's just a cliff that overlooks the city.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So yes, that's the solution. Clearly.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. What I usually do for a backdrop is I will screenshot someone on the call and then make that my backdrop. And then as we're having a conference call, we will continually screenshot each other until we're all in the same room.
Oh, that's funny.
We don't get a lot done, but
yeah.
It's certainly entertaining. So here we are, week 96 of the quarantine, the shelter in place, although our officials do not want to call it shelter in place. And
I think they just did. I think Texas actually went under official.
Did they?
I think yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because apparently by calling it everybody go outdoors and gather in a park,
right.
Everyone has been mistaking that name and has been doing that proactively.
Yeah.
No, you were saying that you have to go to the market tomorrow, and you are slightly nervous about that.
Yeah, not just like the contamination, or not just like contagion possibilities, but also just like how kind of miserable it is going to the grocery store now, because there's like lines and they're out of everything. I can't complain that much, but it is kind of unpleasant.
I go to this new Whole Foods by my house, and it is almost completely empty all the time, because it's one of these new Whole Foods that's underneath an apartment, but above another Whole Foods. And so everyone just goes to the Whole Foods downstairs. So that was a really like sideline Simpsons reference.
Yeah. Frank Grimes, look it up, people.
Do you have your whiskey in hand? Are you prepared?
Yeah, I do.
For this podcast?
We should get a photo while you should hold yours.
Yeah. Where's my head?
Here, let's clink.
Well, I've just spilled my entire glass over my laptop.
Oh, yeah. So, here we are.
Welcome to another episode
of New
for
96.
That was just a syncing error.
I know.
We actually said that in unison.
Even though we didn't plan it, I was kind of hoping I would say new and you'd say 4, and then I would say 90 and you would say 6. New.
We don't know each other that well.
New.
We don't know each other that well. Oh. Fine.
New.
4.
90.
6. I feel like we're making like a dumb like couples answering machine message.
Aren't we though?
You've reached the... Dear Lord. We should do that on our Google Voice voicemail.
Yeah.
You've reached the new Ford 96. Anyways, I guess that was our intro.
Yeah.
Better than it's ever been, if I'm honest.
Yeah. We're hitting a high bar. You know, we didn't talk about our meetup that we had after Radwood.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
It was a month ago.
There really was ages ago. And
but
feels like
I just wanted to say it was very cool that people came out. I know we co-opted the name, but it was planned just as much by Tony, and Crystal helped, and Drew from Trust in the Machine, and it was just very cool to get all these people together.
It was very cool, and I was especially of no help.
Correct.
So the meetup took place at Central Machine Works.
Yeah.
Was that what it was called?
Yeah.
Cool little spot in East Austin.
Despite lots of bitching about there being no food there, I think there was food there, and also it was perfect because it was like a mini car show in the back.
It was like a little mini car show in the back. It worked out. I couldn't tell from photos if we'd even be close to the cars from where we were, where people would be sitting, but it worked out well. I mean, everyone kind of met up in the parking lot, and then we sat at a long table nearby and just kind of hung out, which was cool. And,
with frequent trips to the parking lot. And the parking lot filled up within like 45 minutes, but we got there when it opened, and I think most people got there when it opened, more or less. So
yeah, and Brad Brownell, one of the organizers of the event,
the Radwood event, not
was
this
there. Event. I'm sorry, yeah, the Radwood event was there, and we had goaded him into being on our podcast, and he drove down to Houston, and unfortunately it did not work out as planned, but we do have audio clips from that episode that we will release in a mini episode.
Or as a blackmail for future, for someone. Yeah. One of the 19 people that was on the recording.
You signed the waiver, Brad. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No one can ever run
There's
for
nothing
office
we can do about it. Oh, no. Oh, my. Anyways,
so what's on our list? I added this little question. After last week, we had so much fun when you had that Bring a Trailer quiz for me, and I thought I will rip off this question from the Hooniverse. But it was, what would you buy at Duncan Imports with $30,000?
Ooh, that is a good question, because you asked me this question I'm sorry, I saw it on our list, and
this is entertaining.
So I have like too many eBay alerts on, and I noticed like Duncan Imports. So they specialize in primarily Japanese domestic market imports, and they're known for having like multiple examples of particular cars. Like they have something like 10 plus Nissan Figaros,
I think it's like 50
and
or
Nissan
something
Pals.
Crazy.
Oh yeah, even more than. And they're all pristine, and I think a lot of people will use them as a source for like video reviews of particular cars, just because it is such a large and diverse collection. Anyway, so you mentioned that, and I started getting these eBay alerts, and I think maybe this is their way of marketing during this like weird period right now. So like it went from one car listed on Monday to like 50 or 60 cars now on their eBay store, I guess. Zero feedback though. So
yeah, well now, I mean, just before this recording, it was just shy of 200.
There are 200 listings?
It was like 180 cars they had listed, because I was able to I had to switch it to 200 per page to see them all on one page.
Wow. Yeah. Have you ever made eBay listings?
Yeah.
It it's kind of like tedious. It doesn't take like forever, but it takes like time.
Yeah.
There are a lot of check boxes.
I think it's gotten better in the last few years, but it used to, it is tedious.
Yeah. So I can only imagine like putting up almost 200 cars all at once, basically.
Yeah.
Is probably slightly time consuming. Anyways,
It's funny because 30 grand is like an amount of money where you could buy either, well, I don't know. There's not a lot of cars that are 30 grand. Everything's like 14 grand or 60. So that was my finding.
Yeah.
What'd you come up with?
Okay. So I came up with, I was trying to be slightly pragmatic about this. So I'm choosing 3 different cars that fit 3 different needs. So the first one, you have to have a daily driver, a sedan of some kind to tote around in. So I chose a 93 Nissan Cedric Gran Turismo, which is something that we didn't get an equivalent of over here, but it's basically like the predecessor to the M45, the Infiniti M45.
Wait.
And it looks really cool.
Wait. You said the Gloria Gran Turismo?
Yeah.
That's what...
Oh, no, the Cedric.
Oh.
The Cedric and the Gloria are the same car, but different trims.
I see.
Or trim levels.
Oh, yes.
And the Gloria is more expensive. I'm not actually sure what the differences are, but the Gloria, for some reason, is like significantly more expensive. So this is the one I chose. I just sent it to you.
I see that.
A nice, discreet gray over darker gray cloth interior. But it's so cool looking. It's like retro futuristic in a way, kind of like in the same way that the M45 was, that first gen one that is.
Yeah, totally.
So the second car that I chose, I think you should have an off-roader of some kind. The Land Cruisers were a little too expensive, so I went with a 2-door 94 Mitsubishi Pajero, which I think is actually pronounced Pajero. This one is a super select. I don't actually know if that is a trim level or just artwork for the side. But I've always liked these, and I've seen a few for sale here in the States, or in Houston, I should say. And they're like neat little off-roaders. This one is not a diesel, though, which everyone wants to get a diesel. Oh, maybe it is. Anyways, I'm not sure. But I'm always a little bit wary of that. It'd be cool to have a diesel in a car that is not a go-fast car, but I just wonder how like serviceable
it looks cool. I like the color.
Yeah. And then the third car, I've cheated a little bit. I was trying to find like a 2-door of some kind. You have to have something sporty. And I almost went with a 1990 Honda Legend, which is the first gen Acura Legend. And it's just kind of like discreetly cool. But why have that, which is a little too normcore, when you could have a 91 Mazda Cosmo?
Yes.
I think it's a 2-rotor twin turbo. It completely overshoots the budget because I think I'm in for $35,000 or $37,000 with my 3 cars. But you have to have like a Grand Tour that's slightly sporty. I don't know how these actually drive. Probably not very sporty at all. But
I mean, it was like
cool.
their
I don't like
SC300.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. I don't like this particular example. It's black on black with like super black tinted windows. So it looks like a car that is 20 or 29 years old.
No, the paint's good. It looks good. And the BBS look very good.
Paint's good. The BBSs look
and
good.
that interior,
It's just like, I feel like
is amazing.
the interior is amazing. It's so beautiful. But these look so much better. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it looks better with a tan interior.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like actually luxurious. And then if you have like the, this one looks like a base model because I've never seen one with like a basic single din tape deck before.
Oh yeah.
But because normally it has like that fancy screen, like super early nav, and it just looks so futuristic. But like this interior, like holds up.
It's
almost,
incredible.
Like you could almost plop this with minor modifications into like a modern day car, and I think it would still look pretty decent.
Yeah, it's I mean, it is a lower level because the top one like is a 3-rotor.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Well, my choices will be very fast.
Okay. Did you just pick one car?
No, I picked the Gloria Gran Turismo.
Oh, I see.
Actually, there was a silver one and a black one, and I actually like it in black better because it is such a like cool like Bentley looking thing.
It is so cool, and it's so sinister looking. In black, I saw this one too, and I thought it looked so good.
It is so cool. And then my other pick, I could only afford. So I think I ended up spending like 27 or 20, about 27, 28 grand.
Yeah,
was the same Mazda Cosmo. But so that's a wrap. So I chose basically.
You have selected two cars in.
I chose
like the one color that you have sworn never to own.
I know. Well, this was the only Cosmo, and like I said, the Gloria looks so much cooler in black, especially because those headlights, like those circle headlights. It is such a like Bentley Continental T like looking thing, except it works.
Yeah. Like, so we'll post this to the Instagram, and it's just like, there's just something about it. If I hadn't bought the Celsior, I would have considered something like this, because there's also like just nothing like it. Like no American market car, US market car that was imported has these like quad lights. I think it's frameless windows. Like it's such an elegant like design. Everything about it just so unoffensive.
Totally.
But it was not as luxurious as the Celsior, which is the only. And by luxurious, it just means that it doesn't have as many like interior buttons as the Celsior, which was the big draw for me. Okay, here's the other thing about Duncan Imports is that they have quite the diverse selection. So you could have also just gone domestic. Say, for instance, they have a pristine 43,000 mile 98 Dodge Durango for $10,000, and then pair that with a 2-door, an 87 Buick Century Landau, also 45,000 miles.
Wait, can you send me that one?
$6,000. I will send you this one. It's kind of weird seeing one of these just so pristine. I don't think I've ever seen a Buick Century 2-door, let alone a Landau. Not that I'm like looking out for these, but and then to top it off, you should probably have some sort of passenger vehicle, if not an SUV. Why not a 98 Cadillac DeVille limousine with 31,000 miles on it? And so these are the many options that you can have at Duncan Imports. Also, if you just wanted to blow your wad on one car, so there weren't many that...
Are you talking about the SC430?
I'm talking about the SC430. You could buy what I'm going to estimate as the most expensive SC430 available on the U.S. market right now.
No, I bet there's like a 2008 that's more expensive, because they made it for 6 years, and the price, like the later ones, still command a price.
You know far too much about
They're
this.
good cars.
Oh my god.
They're good. It's a good interior. Are you looking at that interior?
It's a good interior. It's a good interior, but then, you look at it from the rear three quarters, especially.
Oh yeah, it's great.
And boy, that is a long rear deck lid that could almost be mistaken for the front. It's so long. It does have the good wheels, though. The Are these the Pebble Beach wheels? Confirm.
I can't confirm.
Aficionado.
I don't see it in front of me.
Oh. Hang on. Let me...
Oh, wait, no, I got it. I found it in the history.
Okay.
Those do look like the Pebble Beach wheels.
Yeah, it's like a two-piece looking two-tone 5-spoke.
Like a nice like gunmetal.
Just...
Actually, there was a later Pebble Beach that had like BBS style wheels. That was cool.
Oh yeah, I know the one you're talking about. I've seen these on a Previa of all cars, and it looks really good.
I bet it looks good on a IS 300.
It just might.
I mean,
apparently all SC. Here's the thing. Kevin has sent me several Photoshops.
No, real cars.
No, actually, sorry, real cars. So it's something that he's perhaps considering. I'm not quite sure. Putting SC430, 18-inch SC430 wheels on his Sport Cross, on his SC. And here's the thing. It looks pretty good. Like that first, the pre-facelift, the pre-LCI.
Yeah, were there like dinner plates?
Yeah. Those look pretty good.
Do. Keeping it in the family. I'm usually against, we're both very vocally against anachronistic wheels, where it's like a wheel from a certain year paired with a car from a different year or generation, but I don't know.
I can't do like pre-facelift wheels on a post-facelift car and vice versa. I don't know why. It just like, it's too much for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so, what else we got next?
Well,
Kevin, I hear that you have a fourth vehicle in your driveway that's not going anywhere anytime soon. As in, it's not somebody else's car. It's not my car this time being stored in your garage.
Yes, good segue. Yes, I have a long-term Lincoln Aviator loan. They wanted me to take some photos of it, and they said, just hang on to this vehicle for a year. And so I have it, and then as soon as it was delivered, we went on lockdown, and so all of my photo postings are postponed. I'm supposed to... the plan was to do like one photo posting per month, and that is indefinitely postponed. So so
it's gonna be a lot of light painting inside your garage.
Yeah, it's I don't think it would fit in the garage. Maybe, I don't know.
I think we discussed this, but we didn't come to a conclusion. It's Explorer based, right?
I didn't look it up, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, it's nice. Like, it has lots of luxuries and conveniences and features and things, and it has air suspension and 400 horsepower. All of my 3 vehicles now are 3-liter 6-cylinders.
Amazing.
I have every possible configuration.
You do.
So, yeah. The interior is legitimately like just one of the nicest ones on the market. And
here's the thing: I did not care for the previous gen Navigator, and I guess the Aviator hasn't existed since like the mid 2000s or something like that. But although I thought it wasn't that I thought looked good. It was the MKX that was the Ford Edge with the egg crate grille. Mm-hmm. I thought that was the last good-looking Lincoln CUV SUV thing, and but the new Navigator and new Aviator look pretty good.
Yeah.
And I don't know what cross shopping people do with luxury SUVs. Would this be like a Lexus competitor? Like if someone's looking at a GX. I guess this is kind of GX size, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I need to, that's something I should know is, what it competes with. I think it's, I don't know, lower tier, Range Rovers. It's obviously, lesser price. But, the interior, does compete against, pretty much anything else. that you could think
Yeah.
of. The interior is really, really nice. So it's been fun driving that. It is permanently parked behind Laura's car because she is not driving it. It's actually, the Mini has been on a trickle charger. I'm basically,
you got one
no,
for
I didn't.
the Mini.
I had an extra like quick connector, so I'm just alternating it between the 911 and the Mini. But I
Okay.
should get another one and maybe put the Lexus on it. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
All three. It's probably okay.
It's gonna-
I mean,
yeah,
like,
it's
I guess
gonna
it
be
has been a
fine.
couple of
I'm
weeks.
fine to just alternate between
Yeah.
the two, but
Because you should fire them up at some point in time too, and just run them around the block or something every couple of weeks.
yeah, I will do that. So, but yes, I have a Covercraft car cover for the Lexus now.
Yeah, like we may or may not have mentioned this in the podcast before, but I have an obsession with Covercraft sunshades, and I get one for every single car because they are like really high quality, custom cut, very discreet looking shades. Like, I think the first one I got a Covercraft for a Covercraft sunshade was for the Cayman, and like I had the hardest time finding a high quality one that didn't have like the Porsche logo on it, which I just really did not want. It fits so perfectly. Like, it drives me bonkers now whenever I see a car with like the tinfoil one that is just like shoved into place and just like it's just like a wrinkled ball in the windshield. So anyways, ever since then I have gotten a Covercraft. I even like for the bat auction for the wagon, I included that as one of the accessories because I was so proud that I got one for that car, and they opted out of including that in the description.
Did you include it with the sale anyway?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I may or may not get another E90 somewhere down the road, I did find like a whole bunch of like, I found like touch-up paint, just a whole bunch of like accessories that I wish I'd given to the guy because now I have to store them for the next go round. Wheel locks, power steering fluid, like coolant, all this stuff that I guess that's why I have a storage space, is to put away things that I will regret having when I have to move the storage space yet again.
Yeah, so we had talked about, like, I was wondering what to do with the Lexus. Like, I didn't want to pay to store it, and I still like having it around to drive, but I don't want it sitting in the driveway with rotting, especially in the summer. So I haven't even really opened up the car cover, but I think tomorrow morning, because it's supposed to rain like tomorrow afternoon for the next 4 or 5 days. So it is supposedly waterproof. So I'm going to wash the car, put the cover on, see how it does.
Hell yeah. Are you going to like dust the car before putting it on each time?
Well, I think I'd only put it on if it's clean. Like, I think I'd be like, I'm
Okay.
going to wash the car and then put the cover on. Like, I don't think it'd be like an everyday thing, but it's like, oh, I'm not moving it for 5 days, so I'm going to put the cover on.
Yeah. Yeah. That
And
makes
since
sense.
I have 3 cars, that's something I can do.
Yes. So it's going to stay in the driveway
Yeah.
behind the 911.
Yeah.
So you'll have to. That car, like, it will probably be the least driven car that you have, at least for this next
911?
year, I assume. No, the Sport Cross.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. I still actually, like, because it's still easy to get to, because, like, right now, we have 4 cars. My driveway, like, I have 2-car garage. My driveway is 2 cars wide. So I have the Sport Cross is next to the Lincoln. So neither are blocked in. So if I'm going, I mean, I'm not going anywhere now, but, and that's what I say is so funny is, like, there's been so many times in the past where I've had, like, 1 car and it was in the shop, or 2 cars and they're both in the shop. And now I have there's 4 cars here all the time, around the clock, and I have nowhere to go. But yeah, but as it is now, like I don't go anywhere really very often, but it's almost like 50-50 if I take the Sport Cross or the Lincoln, just because I like driving the Sport Cross. And I did, as a conclusion to the last time, I did put on that splash shield. I did get a bunch of Toyota like fasteners and screws and clips and stuff. So I did put the splash shield on. So maybe my MPG will increase just slightly. I am eyeing
a half mile per gallon.
Eyeing new front grills, but they're like just too expensive.
Yeah,
you can only get them new. Like I don't trust any of the used ones, and it's too expensive.
It means that you're gonna have to get an Altezza.
I am not getting an Altezza one. But yeah. So the weird thing is also about this Aviator is that like I can't post about it anywhere that's like not approved. So like I can't tweet like a picture with it or anything like that. Like anything I post has to be approved. I can't put up a story that has it. Like I probably can't even talk about it on this podcast, but no one's listening.
I was about to say, is this approved?
I don't know.
Are we gonna have to like?
There's like this. I think.
Are we gonna have to bleep out like this entire segment?
I don't think we'll have to worry about that. But they even said that like they're not doing because I do have a set of photos, and they said that they're not doing approvals. Like the agency will not be getting anything approved until restrictions are loosened or anything. So it's not even I could say like, oh, please approve this, and then when it's like suitable to post, I'll post it. But it's total delay. But it's fine. I enjoy. Yeah, I'm enjoying driving it. It's nice to have something that's like has massaging seats and is totally different from everything else. So I have a very similar, once again we have a very similar like arrangement. It seems like I guess I'm just
up until a couple weeks ago I had
wagon.
4 cars.
You don't have an inline 6 wagon anymore, but you do have a large SUV.
No. Although I was about to say yours probably gets 3 times the mileage my car gets. Currently, I don't know how accurate the MPG meter is in my car, but I average about 10.5.
Okay.
So beat that.
I mean, didn't you get that in the Cayman?
I got 13.
Okay.
In the Cayman.
All right.
And I got 13.5 in the BMW. And I think I get 9 in the Celsior.
So I know you said you haven't driven the Celsior in like a month, and I know that like what you like about the Celsior is very different than what you get enjoyment from with the other cars. But like, does this kind of replace the Celsior as like this big thing that you can comfortably?
No.
Okay.
No, because this car, the LX470, is meant to be kind of the car that I don't have to worry about. It's cool that it's a V8, the mileage notwithstanding. But like I could, if it wasn't a V8, I probably wouldn't have cared. In fact, I wanted the Land Cruiser version, but the Lexuses were cheaper. And so I actually would have rather had like kind of more of a base model setup. So no, I say that this is the car that I don't want to worry about, but upon like buying it, I have set upon a path of trying to make it perfect.
Yeah.
Which is going to be the end of me. So although that has since slowed since this whole like pandemic has began, I do have like a whole bunch of stuff in my closet, like tiny projects for that car.
That's fun.
That that I am on occasion going out. It's parked outside, so my neighborhood is still extremely active. Like I literally cannot step outside without running into like 3 different neighbors just hanging out.
Wow.
So I've been hesitant to go out to work in the car because inevitably someone walks up. It's like, hey, what you doing?
I would be hesitant to go out in public with that mustache as well.
Well, yes, I have also taken to growing facial hair.
Oh, don't worry.
Notice Unfortunately, hair denotes singular and plural. I was referring to the singular. So we'll have to post a photo.
Oh, we will. Don't worry.
The progress.
You have no choice.
The progress. Oh my god. Yeah. So no, the Celsior, I haven't seen it in a while. I do kind of miss. Like, I just haven't seen it. I mean, you know what? Like, the whole point of that car was just like, it is like driving it gives you a sense of occasion in a way, because it's such a different driving position, and it just feels different. And I liked the LS400, and so I still want to have this just for the sake of having it, but also there are more engaging cars that pique my interest at the moment too, that maybe I'll sell this car and plug in something else to.
But you're not paying to store it right now.
No, it is being stored away at a friend's place nearby. I was bored, so. Oh, did you see? Oh, you didn't see. So I braved the outdoors the other day to buy a bottle of Glenlivet.
The 2 liter.
It's a liter 75. I'm not.
Okay, you sent me the photo.
I'm not that
I thought
bad.
the aspect ratio was messed up or something because it was so wide.
Well, yeah. Oh, that's right. That's what I sent. I sent you the wider is better Pontiac GIF.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, I sent Kevin a picture of this liter 75 of Scotch, which, by the way, is tremendously large. Like a normal Scotch bottle is 750 milliliters. So this is like a full liter more of Scotch. And I put like a little tiny airplane bottle next to it, saying that this is the one that we normally buy. But I had to stock up because I didn't want to have to go to unnecessarily to the liquor store. But this is, so I poured it into a decanter to feel fancy. This is actually an old Hibiki, Centauri Hibiki.
Oh, cool.
Or just Hibiki. And it's kind of like a nice bottle. It's like fluted and
Yeah, I like it.
looks extremely fancy. So that's that. I am stocked. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Glenlivet from a mere liter.
My God. You bought the liter?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you have to go to the big spec?
No, they have
big
it
liquor
on
store downtown?
I-10.
Oh, weird. Okay.
You're so snobby and dismissive of anything that's not 0.34 miles from your home.
Yeah. I mean, basically, what's the point? Yeah. Side note, Kevin. Have you been stopped on the street yet and asked about your new celebrity status as a YouTube star?
This is exactly why we didn't talk about this at all before this. Also, I have not been on the street. Although I actually have been running, so I've been on like the trail and stuff.
My God.
No, I am starting at the very bottom, but I have a YouTube channel. I had this idea in, I guess it was like December, where I thought it would be, I was basically thinking, because I've wanted to do videos in the past multiple times, and I never really got off the ground because I didn't have the drive to actually do something with it. And so I thought it would be productive if I could make, like, basically write a blog post and then read the blog post and make it both a video and a blog. So it's like I'm doing one piece of content and having it in two places. And then as I got into it and thinking about it, and I planned a bunch of stories, and then I was like, well, I can't just read it. I have to like read it on camera. It has to be a little more active. And so obviously it's become more involved, but I have a YouTube channel, and it's been really interesting and fun, like expanding my photographic voice to do something else. And
are you? And it's at capturing. Well, I guess is YouTube like at? You don't say at. It's just capturing the machine
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Correct. Yeah. So, yeah, it's out there. I have like many more things planned, but there are 4 videos now. And another thing is that in the past, I've actually been like, I've lost photography jobs with like large clients because they'll say like, we need you to like, can you just shoot like an interview? Like, it doesn't have to be fancy. Like, do you have any video samples you could send us? And I'm like, I have like all this stuff on my hard drive and I have nothing edited because I never have the drive to like finish editing stuff. So at least now I have like a video portfolio of things that are at least like competently recorded. So the very baseline, I at least have like video experience that is where I can point to something and say, hey, this stuff is out there and it's finished.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I have another video.
Are you...
Go ahead.
When you interview people, are you going to do it like Dateline style where it cuts back to you like silently nodding as you're actively listening to the person?
Yeah. Obviously, you haven't watched them because you would know that is already in there.
Yeah. I've always thought that was the weirdest thing when on TV news magazines when they cut back to the reporter to like with like fingers steepled on chin, like actively listening to the interviewee. Anyway, sorry, continue.
So that's weird?
Isn't it?
I don't know.
I mean, like if they're saying something, that's fine. But if it's just like a silent, like acknowledgement of listening, it's a little weird to me. Also, just that, like, I mean, I don't know if that works. Well, now are you very serious about this? Like, are you going to do that? Is it going to cut back to you?
No,
I think it should now. I think that should be you have to have a shtick.
Yeah.
If it's not cargo pants, cargo shorts.
Yeah.
It's going to be that. That's very, is it Nathan Fielder? Does Nathan Fielder do that?
He doesn't interview people.
Like when he's interviewing?
He doesn't really interview people.
He doesn't, on occasion, I felt like I guess he just narrates.
Well, and he consulted, he did like job interviews in the show. But
that's different. True. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, if you ever interview me, I want you to do a lot of cutbacks to you to where there is more footage of you than there is of me.
You could do that. I mean, we can't until something changes, but I would love to do a video about like you having this unicorn E91 and then like the process of selling it and then to bring a trailer and just like, I don't know, like I think in just like a 5 or 6 minute video would be an interesting story. Plus we have lots of supplemental content that could go with it.
Oh my God. So much supplemental.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is going to be
3 fucking weekends worth.
This is going to be a hit piece, isn't it? You've just been waiting.
Yeah. It's a long con.
Investigative reporter Kevin McCauley.
So, last time we did the Bring a Trailer final price quiz.
Yes.
And I had a couple of those for you because that was such fun.
Oh my God.
So, I have so many tabs. But anyway, let's start this off.
Yes.
Okay, so...
All right.
So this is a 1991 Porsche 911 Carrera 2 Targa.
Oh.
And it's a manual. And I should have a picture.
Ooh, with the white color-matched wheels.
Yeah, they're probably plasti dipped or something.
I must say, it is not a good look on this car.
No.
It's the stock
Normcore wheels.
It's the non-Cup 2 on options. It's the other wheel basically that everyone else has on.
I have messed this up too, but the good wheel is the Cup 1.
Oh, fine.
Cup 2s suck.
Now I have to look at the difference.
What? The Cup 2 is like the 993 one that looks like this.
Oh, it's like sort of twisty, but not.
It's the pre-twisty. It's like if you took a twisty 17-inch 996 wheel and then made it not twisty. But it's
okay.
But it's,
oh, I know
but
what you
it's like
mean.
really soft, but there's just straight spokes. Anyway.
Yeah.
What do you
Okay.
think?
So, how many miles you said?
108.
108, and it's a manual.
It's a manual.
Okay.
It's Grand Prix white over black. And it's a California car.
I'm going to say it's a Targa, so it'll still go for okay money. I'm going to guess, because if this were a coupe, it'd be like 50 to 60 grand. 50 grand. Maybe not 60. So I'm going to guess $39,000.
Oh. Went for 45.5.
Whoa. Yeah. I was way under, but not far off for...
No.
If this were a coupe.
You had good logic. You just... Also,
just for some reason...
Also, the 964 Targas are like super rare for whatever reason.
That's true too. Actually, I didn't even consider that they just did not make very many of these.
I think they have more of a value compared, like, not... I think they hold their value versus a coupe more than like a G model might.
Yeah, I could see that.
All right, next up we...
Even though, yeah.
Are you ready?
Did you... Yes, go for it.
What were you going to say about the G? About the G, please.
I was going to say the G model looks so much... In Targa form, the G model, I think, looks better than the 964.
Interesting.
As far as, like, this goes. I don't know. It just has more character, I feel like.
I think a
Anyways.
964 Targa on cups is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't like any Targas. People know this. Anyway.
Yeah, me neither.
All right. Next up.
Yes.
1993 Mercedes-Benz.
Oh.
A 500E.
Oh, I was going to ask you if it was going to be a 500E.
138,000 miles. It's like a beige on other beige. Two-tone. It's in Portland. It's got capital T, capital G, capital W, the good wheels. I mean, they are, I think, anachronistic, but they look cool.
Yeah, they're a little...
They're 18.
I think they're a little overscale. Yeah. These might be from a W210.
They might be.
Yeah. And this is technically, I think, if you read the auction description, is it technically, the name is silver something?
Yeah.
Even though it's kind of,
it's smoke silver metallic beige.
Smoke silver metallic.
Interior.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny that they call it smoke silver because it does read as like
The
gold.
interior looks immaculate.
Okay, so you said 130,000 miles, which is actually low for one of
Really,
these.
is it?
Yeah,
138.
Like a lot of these have like 200 plus on them. It's got Euro lights, which looks pretty good. If it's been maintained, I'm gonna guess this went for pretty decent. I'm gonna say I think tan is not as popular, but this is one of those cars where maybe it doesn't matter because it's a limited quantity situation. I'm gonna guess these typically go between like 20 to 25 for an okay car. This is pretty good. I'm gonna guess 27.
It went for $20,750.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, that's pretty far off.
Yeah, it is pretty far up. All right, next up, we've got a 2007 original owner Spiker.
A Spiker.
Spiker C8 La Violette. in
Oh God.
in a very incredible looking royal blue over tan leather. It's a good.
Look how long that dashboard is.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
I mean,
this photo is from the front 3/4 looking down. Oh God. Oh God. Like, the interior did not look good then, and it especially does not look good now. I remember that Top Gear episode when Richard Hammond was like oohing and awing over like the toolbox finish, like spiral brushed metal and the exposed shift linkages, which is a cool idea in concept, but just too much in real life. Anyways, that's a lot of quilting.
everything's quilted. Everything.
Everything is quilted. God, I don't even know where, like, I have no baseline
Look
for
at how weird
what these were.
Look how weird the mirrors are.
Oh, I didn't notice that. They're huge.
But they're insane. Like it's like it doesn't get suitably like narrow as it attaches to the car.
No.
It's like the same width.
Yeah, it is. Like, they look like they're 2 feet long. They're probably not. I also never noticed that this was a split window design. Like, the door window is split like a DeLorean. I guess because the glass is curved.
Yeah, or like an SVX. Also, they kind of look like
Or an
they kind of look
SVX.
like penis wheels.
It does look like it has penis wheels. Boy. Yeah. I'm gonna guess. Well, it is a lot of quilting.
It's a lot of quilting.
That's a hard one to value. Also, I like how like the perforated steering wheel. You know how normally they're just small dots. These are like enormous.
Yeah.
Like, they're an inch apart.
You could lose a Tic Tac in one of those perforations.
Yeah. Wow, this is... I'm going to say... God, who would pay so much money for this?
It
I'm gonna
has
say...
2,600 miles. How much?
Do you know how much one of these were new?
I can find out.
Had to be like 300 new or something, right? Something like that.
Yeah. 278.
Okay.
But I'm sure this has options. Also, I wonder how much power these made.
What? Oh yeah, what engine was in them?
I don't know.
Well, it's a C8, so an LS.
I don't think so. It's an Audi. It's the Audi 4.2.
Okay.
So it's 400
And
400 horsepower. It's basically the RS4 engine.
Okay. This was Swedish or Dutch?
Dutch.
Dutch. Oh, you know, the Dutch know quite a bit about cars, but with the large number of cars they have over there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna
The
guess.
thinking man's Swedish car.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess this one for $95,000.
This went for $310,000.
What the fuck? No. Oh my
What's so funny is
god.
that you were so close when you said what it cost new. You were like on the money. You said it was 300.
I just figured this is one of those, like, it's like a Fisker where it just, like, there's nowhere to go but down. But I guess it's so rare.
Yeah, this does exude like Fisker failness.
Yeah,
Like this
but
has
I guess
Henrik
it's
fucking
rare.
Fisker written all over it.
That's the thing. It's supposed to be so, like, you know, bespoke and elegant, but the interior looks just like so homemade.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's very, the quilting I'm sure is top notch, but there's a lot of it. But there's also, that's it. Like, there's no design. Like, the dashboard is just flat.
All right. Are you ready for the next one?
Okay, let's do it.
You're insulting spiker, so I have to move along. This is a 1981
Oh, no.
Porsche 924 Turbo.
Oh.
It has
So
40,000
go on.
miles indicated. It's got some good wheels. It is platinum metallic over tan and brown interior. Much like the one at Modern Air Cooled right now. Interior.
Yeah. So I was watching this one, but I did not actually see the
Damn.
I didn't look at the end result email. Yeah. Because this one it's pretty good looking. No tint, and those wheels. I like these wheels paired because they're size appropriate. And they're just they're so optimistic for this car. It also looks like an RX-7 of the era.
Yeah.
Those wheels, it kind of makes it look like.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Boy, so how many miles again?
40.
40
Yeah,
now.
40.
Ooh. I am going to guess. Boy, and this color combo is so perfect of the period and era.
Yeah, I like this better than the bamboo beige on this. I think the bamboo beige works on a curvy car, and this is not.
I agree. Yeah. I'm gonna guess that this went for. Okay, it's so pristine. I'm gonna guess 45.
Remember when I was guessing?
Oh God!
You remember when I was guessing and I was like $1,000 off every time?
Hardly.
This went
but
for
go on.
$8,800.
Holy shit! I was so $8,000
$8,800.
is so pristine though. I just
I
figure
know.
it's rare. It's pristine.
If we added up all of the differences for how far you've been off, you would get that.
Well, that just doesn't
get that-
count because
if we add up all of how far you're off, we get that $2 trillion bailout for banks and corporations.
Oh my God! Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Holy crap.
Last
Okay,
one.
that's-
Last one. You can.
Okay,
Still,
I just to say it-
you still can save it.
Okay. I just have to
I don't
be.
think you can, but we're gonna
Well,
try this.
We'll try
No
here.
reserve. It's a 1989 Shelby CSX-VNT.
Okay.
I knew a guy in high school who had one of these.
Oh really?
Yeah, he was. I think he was a friend of a friend, really smart guy, and he had one of these, and he always wanted one. He bought it, and it was.
Boy, that was
Interesting car.
That's a
It
choice.
was the last time I've ever seen one, except maybe at Radwood or something. So this car, but yeah, he actually
those
helped, he
Recaros.
put in a stereo in my car. He was a nice guy. This has 113,000 miles. It's number 379 of 500 built for 1989.
Whoa. I mean, the interior is pretty cool with those Recaros, the gold Cuisinart wheels that look like the ones off the 850
Oh, yeah.
Volvo. This in very normal form. I recall my father had a rental car once that was a Dodge Shadow, and it was quite terrible. I remember that even as a kid.
Wow.
How bad that car was. This could not have. Oh man. This. I want to say something bad like $5,500, but I'm gonna go. People are stupid, so I'm gonna say that it went for $10,000.
You were close. It was $8,200.
That's insane, considering that you could also get a 924 Turbo,
Yes.
pristine,
Yes.
for the same price.
Yes.
And that's not that, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me that 924 sold for that little. I was like obviously overly ambitious about how much someone would value a pristine one.
I know. I think maybe the color was a big turnoff, or maybe there was something weird in the comments. I don't really know.
It's so perfectly like 70s, like to me.
Well, especially
70s,
considering
80s.
how like I've seen like a 924 turbo in my life, maybe like 3 times ever.
Yeah,
and I've been to a zillion Porsche
exactly.
events, so like just having one would be cool.
Yeah, if it was just a plain Jane 924, even a pristine one, a pristine regular 924, I would have guessed would have gone just under 10.
Yeah.
And so having a 924 with the cool turbo front, like should have, I don't know.
I agree.
Yeah, my price was, I mean, even like thinking back on it now is like way off, crack price, but like I would have valued this like a good solid like mid-20s or something along those lines. If I were to peg a realistic price in my brain.
Yeah.
Anyways, good game.
It's fun.
I did terribly.
It was fun guessing.
Yeah. Excellent. So apparently I know nothing about cars.
Yeah, well.
So that is the conclusion of this game and this podcast.
Yeah.
This
is like there's still 3 days left. I just saw it and sent it.
Yeah. So it's an 03 LX 470. It's funny that these are popping up, but also probably not all that surprising considering how much other just extremely normal cars are popping up.
Is this the polar silver color?
This is the polar silver one. This is vapor blue metallic, which is the color that I wanted to get. But I got silver.
Your silver looks good.
This one has the replacement front seat covers, which I hate because it doesn't match any of the other seats. This has 158,000 miles, which is super low for one of these. But it's a pre-06, so it's a facelift, but it's like a pre-facelift. Because they updated some stuff. But then there's a facelift. I mean, I'm calling it a facelift, like, model, like, feature changes.
Wow.
So this one has...
This infotainment screen, like, sucks.
So that's part of the facelift. Is it in, I think it was 04. So this has the same, I think, infotainment as, like, the first-gen Prius, basically.
Wow.
And for whatever reason, in the LX and the Land Cruiser, they did not keep up with the updates with the rest of Toyota's lineup. So the year after this got the update, which is still terrible. And like it has the same one as my car, which is an 06. And all other Toyotas, this is such like boring information, but
yeah.
So you had a Prius.
I stopped recording a while ago.
With the same, oh my God. Your Prius had like this similar like nav screen.
Yeah, not similar to this. Similar to yours. Yeah, the map was similar. Yeah.
Yeah. No, not the user interface, but rather like
the map.
Yeah, just like the technology, I guess. Anyways,
I can't believe I'm prideful
your car,
about that awful car for like even the slightest.
Your car had what was considered the high resolution screen, and my car, even though it technically is in the same kind of model year-ish of yours, and should have had that screen, had instead the 1x1 pixel screen.
But it's still better. This is 0.5 by 0.5 pixel. And also...
Yeah, this is even worse.
Did your Prius have the same screen as mine? Okay.
Yeah. I had an 06 Prius back
okay.
when...
For some reason I thought yours was earlier, but then I remembered it was not.
Yeah. People are crazy though. Like I see 06s like mine still priced like twice as much what I paid for my car, and I don't think they're going to sell, but people know what they have. Mm-hmm. People always know what they have and will never sell their cars. Anyways, I think that's a podcast.
I think we're done here.
All right. Thanks for listening to Need for 96. Kevin and I, of course, are recording remotely, if you couldn't tell. live in front of a
Yeah. Usually we don't text each other
Speakerphone.
quite this much when we're in person.
Yeah, we should have prefaced the whole thing so that people
know.
understood.
People know it's fine. This is how every
my
other
God.
podcast works.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was taking a swig of whiskey. All right, well, do find us on Instagram at New496. Also on Twitter. And same handle. Emails, I guess if you'd like. New496 at gmail.com. And that's all we got.
That's it.
All right. Goodbye.